Hello you all, and happy 10/16 port day. Man, them Deco Red arrows with them 10/16 port rotors, wow. Boy, they sound so cool. But anyways, there's some interesting announcements I'd like to share to you all that I think you're all going to like. For West Shore Services, I'm sorry I haven't posted a video yet, but I promise you I will be. Well, actually, you know what? Before I talk about West Shore Services, just to give you an update on Ben's 612, we still have not yet decided when he wants me to get his 612 head away from his place. I'm not going to really bother him because once he's ready, we'll just take it from there. But I was really hoping maybe sometime during this time of year would be the best time to do it, when the weather's not too hot or too cold. But I don't know. I mean, if it's got to stay at his place until New Year's again, then so be it. But I'm not worried about that because... But we'll see. But yeah, for those of you that are wondering, we still haven't yet moved to 612 yet, so things have just been pretty difficult lately, and because we have such a busy life and such like that, it's like, just finding the right time and such like that. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of that's just where we're at. But I told him, I'll just wait until he's ready, but until then, I just thought I'd give you an update on that. But now, to go back to West Shore Services, I'm planning on going to West Shore Services this month on the 28th. That'll be on a Tuesday. And what's cool is that I'll be taking a Siren enthusiast friend along with me who has never been to West Shore Services before, and it'll be his first time there. So he's definitely looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to it. And once we get there, that's when I'll be doing my tour video, because I know many of you love it when I do my West Shore Services tour videos. So I'm sorry to have you folks wait this long, but I wanted to try doing the tour, especially during like a cooler winter or cooler weather season than just summertime, because summertime you're just sweating like a pig and stuff like that, and it's like, oh my gosh. So I thought I'd try it at this time of year just to see if it's any better. If it is, I might try and just do it from this point of time on from now on, but we'll see. But my West Shore Services trip will be coming up just less than 2 weeks from now. But yeah, that's about all I can think of for that. So I'll be definitely looking forward to that, and he'll be looking forward to going to West Shore Services and such like that. I want to tell you some cool upcoming plans that I have coming up. For Halloween, I'll be planning on filming multiple sirens at once, including background sirens, so I'll be doing some ambiances. I'd rather not say what they're going to be, but what I could say, though, for the upcoming tests is that for November, I am going to be going to Springfield to film that Equinox that was just installed earlier this year that I first discovered. And as I'm doing that, I'm also going to be placing audio recorders scattered across the city to capture the background sirens, because Battle Crack and Springfield, they have a good mixture of sirens, or should I say, because of the mixture of variety of sirens that will be heard in the background, if all of them are functioning, I just can't resist, especially during winter season. I kind of like to consider it as my, during winter season, I kind of like to consider it as sort of like my own tradition, but I'm not exactly sure how much longer that tradition will last, especially if I was to do it every single year, because I'm sure eventually I'm going to probably get tired of doing it. But in the meantime, it's going to be quite a while until that happens, so I'm determined to definitely capture more ambiances for quite a while. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But here's the thing, though, about the Equinox. I don't think anyone has filmed the Equinox in Springfield yet of this year, or that's in Springfield yet, unless they just haven't bothered to post it yet. But If it's not the case, then I guess I'm going to be probably the first one to film it, hence the fact that I was the first one to discover it in person. Wow, how awesome. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Being the first to film it and the first to discover it, how amazing. But whatever. But here's the thing, though. Here's the other thing I also wanted to say. I have a backup plan. Because Calhoun County is a hit or miss. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the system upgrade in a minute, but first what I want to say is that Calhoun County, if for some reason the Equinox fails to go off on me for November's test, I have a contingency plan for the following week. That's only if the Equinox fails to sound off. Okay? If it fails to sound off, the siren I'll be going to the following week. But again, this is only going to happen if the siren fails to sound off. I will be going to Muir, Michigan to film that Model 5. So it'd be nice to see a nice low mod Model 5 again, kind of similar like Clifford. So that'll be nice. But again, that's only my contingency plan, because if Springfield actually works, then I'm not going to bother. Now, it's not that I can't go, but I'd just rather save it for moments to where when I go to a siren test on a scheduled first Saturday of the month and it fails to activate, I kind of want to leave Ionia County reserved for times when I need it or when I feel like I need it, because I wasn't able to capture a siren that I wanted to film or hear up close anyways on that Saturday test, should I say. So, yeah, that's what I like to say. And then for December, I'll be also capturing more ambiances, just as I am in November. But what I'm going to be present at for December will be Urbandale's Thunderbolt. Even though I've already filmed it, but just hearing probably the loudest Thunderbolt siren I've ever heard before in my lifetime, should I say, to wrap up this year, should I say, I think would be pretty cool. But if that doesn't work, the contingency plan for the following week, I ain't going to tell you what it is, but it's going to be very awesome. But like I said, that's only going to happen if Urbandale fails. But if Urbandale fails, I'm planning to do something special the following week that's going to be really awesome. Now, I want to tell you about Calhoun County. Now, many of siren enthusiasts are assuming that Battle Crack's warning systems are being replaced. Well, I gotta tell you this. They're not, okay? They're not being replaced. But there is one siren that is expected to be replaced, unless it's already replaced. I haven't bothered to check yet to see if it's still there. But the ATI that's at that rest stop area that I tried to film in November of 2023... that only rotated is the only one that I can think of that's on the verge of actually being replaced. Now, what's it being replaced with? I don't know yet. Now, many of you could say otherwise, but you know what? Unless you could show me proof of evidence, like photos to prove that it's that, don't tell me what it is, especially if you haven't actually witnessed it. So, we'll find out. But the thing is, I wanted to say, the system upgrade that they're doing for Battle Crack, or should I say Calhoun County, I always keep calling Battle Creek Battle Crack because it's funny, but but Calhoun County, what they're doing is they're trying to change into a two-way system, because right now they're on a one-way. So the system upgrade that they're doing is to make it so that hopefully their sirens will actually function instead of being like a hit or miss. And because of that, it should be much more reliable, hopefully. But the effect of when that's going to take place might not happen until sometime right around this time of next year, okay? I'm just only guessing. I don't know that for a fact, but the point is, Calhoun County is supposed to have a two-way system instead of a one-way this time, or, you know, from now on, or, you know, when the time comes. So for those of you that are wondering about the system upgrade for Calhoun County, they're not replacing any of the sirens in Battle Creek, or should I say, they're not replacing their whole siren system, okay? They're only going to do some they're probably going to do some fixing up on some of the ones that need to be repaired and such like that, so we'll see what happens. But for those of you that are wondering, Battle Creek is keeping their old sirens, okay? There may be some that may be getting replaced, but, you know, as far as I know, the only one that's actually being replaced, or is expected to be replaced, is that Rest Stop ATI. But it'd be nice if they could replace all their ATIs, because they're garbage, but that's up to the county to decide, so we'll see what happens. But that's another thing I wanted to share with you. So for those of you that are thinking that Battle Creek sirens are being replaced, quit worrying, alright? They're not. So, I have some upcoming special plans for 2026 that you are all going to love. Now, about the special plan about Ben's Thunderbolt blower and the triple siren sound off that we're doing, that still unfortunately has yet to come. I don't know if that's going to happen next year or not, so, you know, I want this plan to happen, but I just don't know when or how, because, well, I've already made a video talking about that, but, you know, hopefully we can, I'll see if I can try to find a way to make it happen. I don't know if it'll be next year or not, but I do want it to happen, and we do want this to happen, but we're still planning on doing New Year's sound-offs, though, but my New Year's sound-off for this New Year's coming up, I'm not going to say how it's going to be done, but I got something already planned in mind, so everything's all good for that. But what I would like to say, for January's test, I'm going to be planning to do something special, okay? Beginning in January, for January's siren test, I'm planning to do something pretty special that day. I ain't going to tell you what it is, but you're going to love it. And for February of 2026, I too am also going to be doing something special that day too. So yeah, that'll be awesome. For March, I think that's when I'll be going back to Midland to try to film some more of those old T-128s, because it appears that Midland County's T-128s, apparently they run at a lower pitch than lots of other T-128s that many of you may hear, or at least one of the current ones, should I say, or like how the current ones usually do. But because Midland County has old T-128 sirens that are from like the late 90s, perhaps, that's just my assumption. Many of their T-128s are just lower pitch, or because they just run at a slower speed, they sound cooler. So I'll be planning to film some more of those in March, and maybe I'll capture an ambience if possible, but we'll see. But I pretty much already got enough RM130s, so I'm going to try to focus on the T128s if possible, although they're kind of a little tricky to film because some of them are in spots that are in kind of a little tough for me to film, but I'll figure something out because I'm usually pretty good at that, so I'll figure something out. But for April, this is where the fun begins. For April, I'd be going back to Deerfield, and now since all of Deerfield sirens now run an attack signal, wow, that'll be awesome. So I'll be obviously capturing more ambiances of Deerfield, but the siren I'm going to be present at in Deerfield for April's test will be Skeleton Road's Thunderbolt 1000T again, even though I've already filmed it multiple times. That's actually the most filmed siren of Deerfield that I filmed. But I like Skeleton Road's Thunderbolt 1000T. It sounds really cool. But just hearing that in attack would be really cool. YouTube user Shay has filmed it this month, so at least I got to see a glimpse of how it actually sounds like. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing that up close in person, especially running an attack signal. Wow, that's going to be awesome. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to that. And then for May's test will also be Deerfield, But I was thinking in May, I was going to go to that STH-10 to hear that in attack. So I'll be hearing that in attack in May. And at the same time, as usual, or as I will also do in April, should I say, I plan to also get more ambiances of Deerfield because they got a nice mixture of variety of sirens, similar like Battle Crack, because those are the only two places I can think of in Michigan that has the mixture of different variety of sirens. So, yeah, Battle Crack and Deerfield, those are basically my kind of, I consider those a mixture of sirens ambiances that I think is worth actually listening to. So, yeah. And another thing is, for May, Siren Con of 2026... I just found out that Siren Con of 2026 happens to also fall in May, so it'll be the last Saturday of May. So because of that, that means June's Siren Test is available! Yippee! Now, before I continue on with that, I want to talk about Siren Con for a sec. As many of you may obviously know, I'm still determined to bring my Wheeling 3000 again to Siren Con, because I would like all of you to have a chance to be able to hear it, especially for those of you who haven't been to Siren Con, or should I say it, have never even had a chance to hear an analog 3000 up close in person. But even for those of you who have and really love it, I plan to do the same thing next year. Although I'm going to try to make it shorter if possible. I'm still planning to do all signals, both single and dual tone, but I'm going to try to make it shorter if possible, so it doesn't take too darn long. Because, you know, I've actually figured out a way how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do some practice runs before I actually do that. But, you know, that's my plan for next year for Siren Con. But here's the other thing. I mentioned earlier this year that for those of you that have a 3000 of your own that you're planning on bringing to Siren Con, I just want to know, like, do you want to sound off your Wheeling 3000 at Siren Con? Because if you are, how do you plan on doing it? Because, you know, do you want to do all signals like me, or do you want to just do certain signals, or how do you plan on doing it? Because, you know, for that kind of a thing, I'm going to have to work out an alternative of what I should do, or just allow you guys to do it instead. If you have an analog 3000 or analog 864 controller just like me, and a Wheeling 3000 of your own that you're planning on doing. So if you're planning on doing that, I'll try to work something out with you. But if not, the plan is to do basically the same thing like how I did of this year for next year, but again, I'm going to try to make it a little bit shorter if I can, so it's not going to be, but it's still going to be kind of long, though. Sorry to be a disappointment for some of you out there, because I know some of you kind of weren't exactly very keen to me sounding it off for too long, so I apologize, but it's only, I just want to give people a chance to actually fully experience that kind of a siren, because again, some of these people don't have a chance to be able to experience them up close in person, and because of that, you know, I want to give them that opportunity. So because of that, you know, that's really the reason why I do that. So I'm sorry to be a disappointment on that, but again, that's what I like to do. But aside from that, though, that's my plans for Siren Con. I'm really looking forward to Siren Con, so hopefully it'll be a great year next year. I'll be looking forward to that. Now, to go back to the tests, for June's test, I might go to the P10 in Deerfield, or the Alerter, whatever you want to call it. You know, I don't even care if you call it Alerter or P10, so you know what? Nobody knows exactly, you know, because there's too many different names of this one siren, it's like, you know what, I don't even give a shit. I'm going to call it a P10, or you can call it an Alerter, it doesn't matter, okay? I'm calling it whatever I chose to call it, so if I'm not supposed to be calling it, I don't care. So, screw off. But anyways, for June, I'm going to be filming the P10 in Deerfield, running an attack, so I'll be looking forward to that. And maybe I'll catch some more ambiances. July. Ooh, July's test is going to be something really special, so that's going to be another specialty. I ain't going to tell you what it is, though. Sorry. But I promise you, July's test is going to be awesome. August test. For August, I plan to maybe film the 508 for August, and then for September, maybe I'll film the 2001. We'll see. And then for October, I pretty much will already have all the sirens in Deerfield filmed that I already want filmed, especially running an attack signal, so I'm not sure for that. So from October till December, I'll think of something, but yeah, it's just that's basically my plans. Another thing I could say, next year's Halloween, not this year, but this year's Halloween is going to be awesome. Okay, I promise you, you're not going to be disappointed. I'm looking forward to this year's Halloween. You're going to love what I'm going to do for this year's Halloween. I'm going to be filming multiple different sirens at once, and you're going to love it. It's really awesome. But for next year's Halloween, I'm planning to do something really special that I am not going to tell you what it is again. But I promise you, you are so going to love it. But yeah, so I got some interesting special plans coming up. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you all, West Shore Services is coming up very soon, because I know many of you are anxious and wanting to have me get a tour of the yard. So I promise you, I'll make sure I do that this month, because I've already got time off. I got approved time off of work on the 28th to do so for that. So that's gonna happen. So yeehaw. And let's see. Yeah, I think I was trying to think and see if there's anything else I wanted to point out that I wanted to share, but I don't know. I think I've already I think I've just about talked about everything I wanted to talk about. I think I'm just gonna wrap this up, because I don't know what else to talk about, but I'll be yeah, I'm just looking forward to my planned events that I have coming up that many of you are also going to love as well. So yeah, it'll be lots of fun. Aside from that, thank you all for watching.